originally broadcasted in the United States from 1997 through 1999 for 3 seasons comprising of 52 episodes for the Cartoon Network, was the series of Cow and Chicken. The cartoon was a uniquely 1990s popular culture influenced series based on that of surreal or slapstick humor. One of the notable aspects of humor as depicted in the series were that often exaggerated, somewhat disgusting or even insulting humor. The most notable characters of the cartoon were Cow, being that of a first grade or second grade student depending on the educational system, with her age being roughly that of 7 years, with her being born in the year of somewhere of 1988. She's mentioned to have been weighing an astonishing 272 kilograms or 600 pounds. Cow was the only character to be depicted in every single episode of the series, as often she had a respect for her brother. Cow often had the alias of Super Cow, where she spoke Spanish and was portrayed with super strength, super durability, and even flight. Owing to the somewhat disgusting intentions of the cartoon, Cow's family doesn't buy milk, rather that of Cow herself being the main supply of dairy for them all. Cow's brother of Chicken was a very confrontational character, often having that of an ego but having somewhat of a conscience with what he does. Somewhat depicted as intelligent, his age in this series hinted at being 11 years. So theoretically, his year of birth was 1984 roughly, so being that of a 5th grade student or 6th grade student depending on the educational system. Despite being male, Chicken was depicted as being able to lay eggs. Owing to the bizarre nature of the cartoon, in the season 1 episode 6 Happy Mate, it was mentioned that Chicken's grandfather was that of a human and his grandmother was that of a chicken. Cow and Chicken's parents being that of mom and dad, as mentioned in the series, were intentionally left vague in terms of character details, on purpose, since the focus of the series was that of Cow and Chicken. They were shown as typical American parents, but as mentioned, due to the bizarre nature of the cartoon, only their lower bodies were seen. Their upper torsos were never technically depicted in the series, but a few times they were mentioned that they literally had no upper body. But in the season 2 episode 20, Cow and Chicken Reclining, one of the scenes in the episode depicts Chicken pulling out random items from a closet and pulls out the upper halves of mom and dad's bodies. But Cow, upon her reaction to seeing Chicken pulling out the upper halves, mentions quote unquote my science project. So these might not have been the actual physical upper halves of mom and dad's bodies, but impressions perhaps made by Cow for a school-related project. But we will never know. The red guy, as originally depicted in the pilot episode, was none other than the devil himself. But throughout the series, the biblical reference to the devil was never mentioned again, and he was just shown as a weird red-skinned man who spent his time trying to either scam, frighten, harm, or even downright attempt to kill Cow and Chicken. But in later episodes of the series, the red guy becomes somewhat more friendly or neutral in terms of actions towards Cow and Chicken. The fact that the red guy was nude throughout the series were often mentioned by other characters when they in fact saw him, and he clearly enjoyed the fact of being naked in public. There have been many times in this series that he's proud to be naked in public places in front of others. A final bit of discussion is that originally I Am Weasel was a short in Cow and Chicken, but due to the popularity of I Am Weasel and I Are Baboon, eventually the characters had enough popularity to be put into a separate series by the original title of I Am Weasel. Sometimes a character could be forgotten because their antics were a true reflection of the times that they were created in.